Hello, good people. It's hope that you're doing good. So, it has come to my attention that the world is revolving and we are having a lot of discoveries, a lot of, everything is happening. Things move so fast, time, everything, and all that. And with this, okay, it's good. We developed all that economy, whatever, and all that stuff. That's okay. That's beautiful. I love it, and I ain't complaining about it. So the thing is, my point of view is, as all these things comes up, we also have also effect. I mean, like side effects. So the number one, my number one view of the thing is that how does all this development, all this technology improvement impact? Which impact does all this stuff have on our day-to-day life, have on our health, like what does all these things, everything growing up, and we have big buildings coming up, everything, discoveries and every stuff, something like this, what effect does it have on us, on our health, our day-to-day living, on our lifestyle, financial status, all that. So what really caught my attention is our health state, like how can we function properly in day-to-day life with all these things, with all the growth, all the development, the stuff like this. How can we move? How can we try to cope with everything coming up new, everything growing up, like every step, everything growing up bigger and bigger? I mean, how can we just live together with these things in an harmonious way without just being affected, like without being interrupted in our life, without our lifestyle being affected? Okay, sometimes all this stuff can affect our lifestyle, but then how do we cope with it? So my one view of it is that I think the best thing is this say that says that when the going gets tough, the goer gets tougher. So I know that this is good for us as the goers to get tougher. So how do we get tougher? With everything changing in our environment, like the surrounding, everything is changing, and we're moving for something better. We found a place that was bushy, and now there are lots of buildings. And you found a place that was like doesn't look good, like was a slum, and now it's a huge city. Okay, so what effect does this have on us, financially, health wise, all that? But how can we stand it? How can we grow together with the developments coming up? So I realized that the best thing is for us as the goers to get tougher. My one view of getting tougher is acquiring the vitamin C that improves our immune system. Your immune system is a system in your body that is able to fight diseases. It is a system that works together with the white blood cells that fights the diseases that comes to your body. I mean, like the security. So I thought it wise to do research on how can we easily acquire vitamin C, like naturally. Naturally is the best way, because maybe you take a medicine, maybe you have allergy for this stuff of this kind of medicine, maybe you have allergy for this kind of stuff, but then when you take it naturally, it's the best thing to do. So the main key in vitamin C is that it's easy to get vitamin C from vegetables and fruits, and every time you consume this stuff, you have to make sure that they are raw. Like you can have a kale juice, you can have a spinach juice, just raw spinach juice, which is very good. You can have a salad, which is also very good. You can have fruits, different types of fruits. But one fruit that must never miss in your fruit storage or in your fruit fridge is watermelon. Man, this fruit is a fruit from the angels. I'm telling you this because all the research I've done, man, have just shown me that this is the best fruit to consume. So our next video, we're going to talk about how important, how nutritious is this fruit. This fruit is 95% water, which means it is the best for us. This fruit is a life companion, just like we were talking about pawpaw, but this is the best fruit, man. So at this point, I'd like to talk about how to find out a tasty and ready watermelon. Ready watermelon will have something like this, okay? And on the back of it, if it's full, like if it's not cut, and I just bought this one because I didn't want a huge one that will cost me like storage. Like if you don't have a storage facility, You just have to bring the size that you just have to buy the size that you can finish, which is also wise spending and wise storage and all that stuff. It's also good to spend wisely and all that. But first, so if you want to find out if your watermelon is ready, the first thing you have to do is to try to lift it up. It will be heavier than the normal watermelon. And the other thing, you see the marks on you see the marks on its back. The marks on its back, they're kind of trying to turn like, okay, this was a bit green, but then you see the part that looks like a bit crushed. Yeah, that means that this is the part that it was laying down with. So that part normally has this effect, this kind of effect. So that one will also show that this watermelon is ready. It can also have like some yellowish part on this marks on it, which is also another factor that shows you that this watermelon is ready. So you can carry a watermelon home and find that it's not ready. But with these tricks, you're able to find out which watermelon is ready and which one is not ready. And you know what? Watermelon also has glutathione ions. Watermelon is a major oxidant producer. It's a major oxidant banker. Man, this is the most beautiful, the most wonderful, the most healthiest fruit you must not miss in your fridge, in your whatever how you store your fruits, man. You should never miss watermelon. It's also good for toa. I don't know what that means, but I just trying to put that across so that you understand. You know, watermelon is also defined as a nut because of its seeds. I'm telling you, there's so much about watermelon that you really need to find out. You really need to know. So you see the fruits, the kind of nut. So this is why most scientists decide to define it as a nut. And that's why it's the most amazing fruit that you must never miss. So this is the fruit, hashtag never miss in your fridge. Thank you so much. As we quarantine, don't forget, first things first, wash your hands, sanitize, dry your hands with a dry, clean towel. Try using lukewarm water is very good. Try keeping your nails short as I do. Try always to be hydrated. Try not to miss a fruit, not to snack on a fruit. As you watch movie and you do this stuff, as you try to work online, try to make sure that you also work on yourself. Try to do the little bit exercise. I'm going to show you something also about how to stretch. Maybe you sit for a long time, maybe you sleep for a long time, maybe you have something like a neck ache. I understand all these things, we go through them. But with support, with being disciplined, trusting in God, being positive, we are able to go through this all together. So I urge you all to stay positive, trust in God that everything's gonna be alright. And as we look forward to seeing which foods are good for us, which foods are good for our immune system, which foods are good for our body system. Thank you so much. Heads up as we wait for the next video. Cheers. Love you guys. Thank you so much. Please do not forget to subscribe. Cheers.